Creating a beautiful garden doesn't require a big space, just big ideas. In this video, we're diving into vintage-inspired DIY decor that transforms even the tiniest tropical garden into a stylish paradise. Whether you're working with a patio, balcony, or backyard corner, we've got elegant, rustic ideas that fit perfectly. From weathered wood accents to charming repurposed furniture, vintage garden decor blends warmth and personality with natural textures. You'll see how layering plants, recycled pieces, and soft lighting creates a space that feels lived in, loved, and luxuriously simple. Your tropical garden can feel like a vintage getaway, without the cost. So grab your tools and imagination. Whether you're starting from scratch or refreshing your space, we'll help you create something magical. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Dekban Decor. We love hearing your ideas and seeing your garden makeovers. Let's dive in and grow some inspiration together. Before diving into decor, take a moment to assess your garden's layout. Whether it's a narrow strip or a square patch, understanding the shape helps you design intentionally. Think about foot traffic, sunlight direction, and how you want the space to function, be it a cozy retreat, a leafy nook, or an entertaining corner. Use raised beds, potted plants, and vertical elements to divide and define zones. Creating a sense of structure, even in a small space, can make your garden feel bigger and more harmonious. Try sketching a quick layout on paper or using free garden planning apps to visualize before you start placing items. Don't forget scale and balance. Mixing tall plants with low-growing ground covers can guide the eye upward and outward, while vintage touches like wrought iron trellises or arched frames add charm and height. Smart planning gives your tropical garden structure, flow, and timeless appeal. Vintage furniture gives your garden character and soul. Look for old wooden chairs, wrought iron benches, or even weathered stools that can be repurposed. With a bit of sanding and a coat of paint or natural sealant, these pieces become not just functional, but focal points of your outdoor oasis. You don't need a matching set. In fact, mismatched vintage seating adds charm and visual interest. A rustic bench under a palm tree, an antique side table next to a planter, these pieces anchor the space while telling a story. Let imperfections shine, they bring authenticity to your garden. When placing furniture, think comfort and mood. Layer with cushions in natural tones or tropical prints. Add a small table for morning coffee or evening tea. With strategic styling, your old furniture transforms into cozy spots that invite relaxation and reflect your personality. Upcycled planters add personality and eco-friendly charm to your garden. Instead of buying new pots, think outside the box. Old teapots, tin cans, baskets, or even broken ceramic bowls can be turned into charming plant holders. These one-of-a-kind pieces breathe life into your garden and tell your unique design story. Choose containers that reflect vintage charm, like enamelware, rustic crates, or antique toolboxes. Just make sure they have drainage holes or insert a plastic pot inside to protect the roots. Group various planters at different heights to create a layered, textured display that draws the eye across your garden space. Decorating with upcycled planters is also a wonderful way to introduce color and whimsy. Paint them in muted tropical hues, think seafoam, coral, or mustard, or let their original patina shine. These planters aren't just functional, they're conversation starters and eco-conscious design choices. As the sun sets, your tropical garden can truly shine with the right lighting. Vintage-inspired fixtures like Edison bulb string lights, lanterns, or solar mason jars create a magical ambience. These soft glows bring warmth and depth to your space, inviting you to linger outdoors after dusk. Strategically placed lighting not only adds charm but also highlights your garden's best features, whether it's a cozy bench, a lush palm, or a rustic centerpiece. Use fairy lights wrapped around trees or place lanterns along stone paths to guide the eye and enhance the nighttime atmosphere. Choose warm-toned bulbs and mix different heights and types of lighting. A hanging pendant over your seating area, small candle holders on a vintage table, or flickering lights inside upcycled jars can all bring a cohesive, romantic touch. It's all about creating an oasis that glows with personality. Tropical gardens are rich in sensory experiences, and texture plays a huge role in that. Think beyond just plants, introduce layers of tactile elements like woven rattan, aged wood, pebbles, and fabric. Combining hard and soft surfaces helps create a cozy, lived-in space that's both rustic and elegant. Use natural materials that age beautifully. For example, a weathered wooden shelf paired with a jute rug and wicker baskets adds depth without overwhelming a small space. A textured backdrop like bamboo fencing or terracotta walls will contrast beautifully with the lush softness of tropical leaves. Textures also help define zones and guide the visual rhythm of your garden. Even mixing leaf shapes, broad banana leaves, spiky palms, and delicate ferns, brings visual intrigue. The interplay of rough and smooth, shiny and matte, transforms your garden from flat to fabulously tactile. Vertical gardens are a stylish solution for tiny spaces. Whether you're working with a wall, fence, or balcony railing, going upward allows you to grow more without using precious floor space. They're also a great way to create a focal point in your garden using lush greenery and vintage displays. Use repurposed items like wooden pallets, antique window frames, or hanging ladders as vertical planters. Attach terracotta pots, recycled tins, or fabric pockets to create unique planting surfaces. These vertical layers add dimension while giving you more room to grow herbs, flowers, or trailing tropical vines. Don't forget to mix textures and leaf types vertically. This adds visual variety and helps create a cohesive look. Add decorative touches like vintage signage, fairy lights, or small mirrors to reflect light. With the right structure, your vertical garden becomes both a lush wall and a design centerpiece. Small vintage decor pieces can make a big visual impact. Think about ornate garden signs, antique watering cans, old clocks, or weathered bird cages. These elements don't just fill space, they give your garden charm, storytelling, and a sense of history. Scatter them intentionally for a curated, layered look. Look for materials that naturally age well. Metal with rusted patina, chipped ceramic, and distressed wood all add to the vintage appeal. You can display them on shelves, attach them to fences, or tuck them into foliage for delightful surprises as guests explore your space. The key is balance. Use a few statement pieces instead of crowding your garden. One hanging birdcage with trailing vines or a single rusted lantern on a tree stump can become the highlight of your tropical nook. These details transform your garden into a lived-in, artful oasis. A tiny tropical garden isn't just for the eyes, it's for the senses. Adding fragrant plants brings a whole new dimension to your space. Think gardenias, jasmine, plumeria, or even aromatic herbs like lemongrass and basil. These scents evoke emotion and deepen your connection to the outdoors. Layering scent works beautifully in compact spaces. Use fragrant ground covers near pathways, medium-sized herbs along borders, and tall flowering plants in background zones. As the breeze flows through your garden, it will stir up different aromas and create a calming, luxurious environment. Combine scent with texture by planting herbs in terracotta pots, or climbing jasmine near a vintage trellis. These aromatic plants not only smell divine but also attract butterflies and pollinators, adding life and movement to your tiny oasis. A scented garden is a sensory experience worth cultivating. Even in a tiny tropical garden, pathways can dramatically shape how the space is experienced. Whether it's a narrow stepping stone trail or a rustic gravel walkway, pathways guide movement and give rhythm to your design. They invite exploration and make your garden feel like a journey, not just a place. Choose natural materials that complement your vintage aesthetic. Think aged bricks, reclaimed wood, broken terracotta tiles, or even flat stones surrounded by creeping ground cover. These textured paths create visual interest while blending seamlessly into the tropical surroundings. Don't forget the details. Curve your path gently to make the space feel larger, and frame it with low-growing plants or decorative edges like bamboo or old bottles. A well-designed path adds structure, flow, and intentional beauty, making your garden feel complete and welcoming. Even tropical gardens benefit from a touch of seasonal magic. While the climate stays lush year-round, you can still mark seasons through small decor shifts, like changing your cushion covers, rotating flower colors, or adding seasonal ornaments. These updates keep your space feeling fresh and inspired. In rainy months, consider durable decor like waterproof fabric and heavy clay pots that won't tip over. During dry seasons, add shade with fabric canopies or leafy trellises. And for festive months, try hanging string lights, paper lanterns, or seasonal floral garlands made from local blooms. Keep your vintage style consistent by using rustic or repurposed materials for seasonal changes. For example, use driftwood for a coastal summer vibe or old lanterns filled with pine cones during holidays. Small, thoughtful changes maintain charm while celebrating the beauty of seasonal transitions. A tiny tropical garden filled with vintage charm is more than just a space, it's a reflection of your creativity, style, and soul. Whether you've reused old treasures, introduced bold textures, or layered scents and lights, each detail you've added brings your garden to life in a deeply personal way. Remember, there's no perfect formula. Let your space grow organically. Some days it might look wild, others serene, and that's the beauty of it. Every planter, every scent, every reused item holds a piece of your story. The journey of shaping your oasis is just as meaningful as the final look. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Dekban Decor. Share your own garden creations or vintage finds in the comments, we'd love to see them. Thanks for joining us in this tropical escape. Until next time, keep creating with heart and purpose.